Boss! How's it going to be?
Well, it can't be too much longer now, Paul.
I wish you'd asked Doc Samuels over like I asked you to.
Paul, I can do anything Doc Samuels can do.
Well, that isn't the point. Adam and little Joe are waiting for us to take over those cattle they've been driving in. We're late already.
Well, they can wait. This mare can't. Whoa. Easy. Hand me that medicine over there, Paul, right quick.
Huh?
That special medicine I cooked up. It's on the second shelf there. Get it for me, quick. Paul?
No.
What you got?
Oh, an old journal that I was keeping while your mother and I were coming across the country. Matter of fact, with that mare, you remind me a great deal of her.
She liked animals a lot, didn't she?
Yeah, she sure did. I remember she kept some people waiting once, too. Whole wagon train full of people. Well, she helped the cutest little foal into this world. Her eyes are lit up like a captain's lamp, as they have been ever since she started to help Mr. Simon's mare have her foal. It seemed to be a sign for her, an indication of the new life and happiness that awaits us. Inga, how long do you think it...
Ben!
Well, hurry it up, will you? Everything's ready. Everybody's all set and waiting.
I can't go now, Ben. Not yet. I have to know that she is all right.
Well, that may or may not foal for hours. Now, let Simon look after her. He'll catch up with us.
It will be any minute, Ben. I can't leave her now. Not now. It is her first. She's frightened and nervous.
Well, look, Inga, she's not your mare. Let Simon look after her.
Ben, Adam is not my son, but you have entrusted him to me. Just the way Mr. Simon has entrusted his prize mare to me. Ben, call Mr. Simon quick.
What?
Hurry, Ben.
Hey, Simon! Simon, your mare is ready!
Simon, it's the mayor. Oh, Ben, isn't he beautiful? Oh, Ben. I'm ready to go now, Ben. I'm sorry about the delay.
I wouldn't have had it any other way. Come on, Simon, put some diapers on that boy and we'll get rolling.
Pa! Pa! Pa!
What is it, Adam?
Mr. Wilkes, the wagon master. I think he's dead.
drunk again.
That means more delays. That man leads this train like we was on a picnic.
At the time, Mr. Payne, we were lucky to get him. There was no one else available.
Well, we all agreed we wanted to make California this year. I'll talk to him again. As soon as he's sober.
Ben, always writing in your journal.
I guess I had too many years at sea. Anyway, a log is important, Inga.
I know. My father started one just like that before we left Sweden. Oh, those were happy times. I treasured it for years because it was so much a part of him.
All I ever seem to get into this log is trouble.
We walk by faith and not by sight, Ben.
Of course. Those people put their faith in me. I talked them into selling their homes, everything they owned. I sure didn't expect this much trouble.
These are strong people, Ben. They can stand a little disappointment.
I didn't promise them disappointment. I sure didn't promise you this much hardship.
Your dream is worth any hardship.
My dream. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. A big, stupid dream.
We are making progress, Ben, no matter how slowly.
Inga, don't you understand? If we don't make better time than we're doing... We just shouldn't have started out this year, that's all. We should have been better prepared, better equipped.
Ben.
Ben? I poured a gallon of coffee into Welks. He's on his feet.
Good. Better get ready.
Well,
Well, what do you have to say for yourself this time?
Her head hurts.
Your head hurts.
Welch, do you know how many days your drinking has cost us? With your late starts and early stops?
My head hurt from the night before. I figured a few nips would help out, but they caught up with me.
Well, let me tell you something, mister. Our bargain was that you were to take us to Ash Hollow in time to join that main wagon train. If we miss it, you'll not get a penny. Not a single penny.
Stop your fretting. You got nothing to worry about. I need that money bad. I'll see that you get to Ash Hollow with time. Now, let's get out of here.
What do you think will win out, then? The whiskey or the money?
I wish I knew. Well, let's roll.
Come on, everybody, let's get going. We have no time to waste now.
August 19th. We're moving at a faster pace. Welks has kept his word and remained sober. Maybe our troubles are over.
Tired boy, Ben.
Inga, you could do with some rest yourself. It's a hard trip we're making, and I'm worried about you doing so much.
Oh, I don't do so much.
Yes, you do.
Everybody has to do a share.
Now, you're doing more than your share. By helping Mrs. Payne with that boy of hers, it's a wonder you haven't come down with the PB yourself.
Well, he's Adam's friend, and he seems to like the Swedish songs I sing to him.
Well, just the same.
Maybe it's like bread. People always think the bread of another country tastes better than their own.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Ben?
Oh, I don't know. Just wondering. Wondering whether where we're going is so much better than what we had.
Of course it is. You will plow and plant and build. You will have a house and a garden.
We will have a house and a garden, you and Adam and I.
We will have a house with windows on the east and windows on the west. Some for the sunrise and some for the sunset.
You make the impossible seem possible.
And it is possible. You'll see. Now, we must put Adam to bed and get some sleep ourselves.
Yeah, well, I'll help you with Adam. Then I want to see Welks for a minute.
More trouble with him?
No, I just want to check up on him, make sure that we get an early start.
That's my whiskey, Welks. At least it was my money bought it.
Rockwell, I knowed you was following me.
That's right. Ever since I heard you was guiding this train.
I waited, Rockwell, I swear it. I waited as long as I could. But I had to lead this wagon train or lose the job.
You're a liar. But it don't make no difference. Just give me my money. The money, Welks!
I waited so long. There was nothing to do but play cards. I lost.
You lost my money?
I'll pay you back, I swear it. That's why I took the pilot and his wagon train to pay you back.
You dirty, filthy liar!
Let him be. Do as I say, drop him. Drop him. Now, what's all this about? Who are you?
This partner of mine stole a whole lot of money from me. I'm just trying to squeeze the worth of it out of his hide.
I told him I'd pay him back. Tell him I got money coming. Tell him.
You the leader of this train?
Yeah.
You owe this thief money?
Yeah, I owe money, but he gets it when we get to Ash Hollow.
Well, you can just turn it all over to me right now. We'll see if there's enough to cover what he owes me.
Nobody gets anything till we make Ash Hollow. Now, let him go.
I'll pay you back, Rockwell. Every cent of it. As soon as we get to Ash Hollow.
I'll get my horses. And I'll be following along. Just to make sure that I get my money.
You didn't kill him.
No. He did.
In self-defense.
That's right. In self-defense. I was here.
But what are we going to do now? Wilkes was the only man who knew the way.
Who is that man, Ben?
Welks owed him money.
But what are we going to do?
I'll camp here for the night, providing you have no objections.
All right, go ahead.
I knew this train was jinxed. My boy's sick, and now
We'll talk
Welks.
about it in the morning. Help me with him, will you? Payne, help me with him.
you take it over there now and eat. Coffee's still hot, Inga. Yeah, and it's good, too. Here. Thank you. Men and their talk. And they fault us for chattering. Well, they were brief enough at Welk's funeral this morning. Poor man. God rest his soul. Oh, Inga, you're too soft. Welk's got what he deserved. I'll wager you haven't told your man you're with child yet. Well, he has so much on his mind. I hate to worry him. You indulge that man too much. And why shouldn't I when I love him so much?
Well, you're all agreeing I should ask him then, huh? I better talk to him before he rides out. Morning. I've been delegated to talk to you.
What about?
Well, you said you were a partner of Wilkes's, isn't that right? And you a guide, too? Do you know this country?
Like the back of my hand?
Where you headed?
The gold fields, west.
Good. That's where we're headed. We'll pay you well to lead us there.
I'm in a hurry. I don't need your money. Just what Wilkes owed me. You really think it's a promised land of milk and honey out there, don't you?
Look, all we want is help to get us where we're going.
You ain't fit for where you're going.
Now, you listen to me, mister. We planned this trip for a long time. We sold everything we owned. And we put our trust in God, and all we want is for you to make us more fit than what we are. Besides, nobody gets any money. Wilkes's or anybody else's. Until we reach Ash Hollow.
All right. If that's the only way I'm going to get the money that's owed me.
That's the only way.
But I don't aim to face any winter snows. You follow my pace or I leave you behind.
The first week with Rockwell guiding us, we struggled through hills, browned by a sun that also drains strength from us. But it points the way west to the new land. Entering Indian country. The women are a little alarmed, but I don't believe we'll have any trouble if we don't get in their way.
No, come on, roll them. Keep them moving. We're never going to get there.
Hey, Rockwell, take it easy. We already made 15 miles today.
We'll make another 5 before sundown.
You better slow down. The women can't take it.
Ah, and send them back where they belong.
I'm ordering you to slow down.
You ain't on the quarterdeck of a clipper ship now, Captain.
Same rule applies, mister. It's my responsibility.
You hired me. On my terms, Captain. All right, yo! Roll them out there.
I worry about Inga. Rockwell is as extreme in his urgency as Wilkes was in his procrastinations. September 1st. Joe Payne's boy died this morning. We burned gunpowder over his grave and trailed the stock across, so the wolves or the Indians aren't likely to find his body.
lighten the load.
You go back with the others.
Well, go on, get back there.
I want to help you.
Do as I tell you. Yeah! Yeah! Good! Yeah! Yeah! Get away from there, Inga!
Oh, Ben.
Inga, don't talk. Hurry up with the blankets! Some water!
I should have told you before we left, but I thought that we would get there before it happened.
What? What?
Before the baby came.
Baby.
Oh, Ben, I'm so sorry.
Help me get her into the wagon.
Oh, Ben. I had hoped to whisper it to you sometime when we were alone, to draw us closer with my wonderful news.
I should have guessed.
Well, my mother gave birth to my brother Gunnar in the fields after a day's plowing. I was sure it would be as effortless for me.
It should have made things easier for you.
I thought there was no hardship I could not endure, if only I could bring this precious life into the new world for you.
Inga, what can I do for you?
Don't worry, Ben. The baby is not due for months yet.
Look, I've got to get you back to where there's a doctor.
Oh, no, Ben, I won't let you.
Nothing is more important than you. I'll get Rachel.
Oh, Ben.
Help her, Rachel.
Martha, will you take care of Adam?
How is she, Ben?
I don't know.
Is she able to travel?
She's in pain.
Winter's closing in on us, Ben. We didn't come equipped to face winter on the trail.
We can face it if we have to.
Not with me. If you slow down anymore, you'll never reach Ash Hollow before the first snows. Now, you take your choice. Get caught by winter or move, and move hard.
Ben, come here. I'm all right now.
Now, Inga, don't you worry yourself about anything.
No, listen to me. I felt life inside me, Ben. I know I will carry the baby now. Tell them we will go on, no matter what.
Oh, now, don't you worry, Ben. She's a fine, healthy girl. You'll be all right.
Mr. Rockwell, we're moving. Let's roll. You sure now?
I seem to have lost count of the days. The weather grows cold, but we're moving, and the people feel better, even cheerful at times.
I gotta tell you, my wife is much too good a cook, and I'm eating too much.
Well, now, Ben, you're an expectant father. You got to keep up your strength.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Have you picked the name for the baby?
Mm-hmm. We're either going to call him after Inga's father or after mine.
Inga, Ben says you're going to have a boy. Is that right?
Well, anyway, if we call him after Inga's father, Then the next boy we'll call after my father, Joseph.
Oh, listen to the man. He's got a name for his third son, and his second hasn't even been born yet.
Well, you have to be prepared with names.
This is good, honey.
I brought you some food.
Thanks.
Whatever else they may be, women are better cooks than men.
Yeah. My food always tastes flat. I've forgotten what spices could do.
You had a wife who cooked with spices? And children, too?
Look, Mrs. Cartwright, stay out of my affairs. Just stay out of them. Thieving devils stripped me bare. Sleeping on guard, you stupid.
Wait a minute. What are you up to?
I'm gonna get my stock back. That's everything I own.
Are you going to track him down?
They won't go far before getting into that whiskey in my gear. I never saw an Indian yet that didn't pass out cold after a good liquor run up.
I'm going with you.
You stay here, you'll be no help at all.
Whatever I don't know, you'll teach me.
That'd take 100 years, Captain. I go alone.
I'm going with you. Just to make sure you come back.
All right, Captain. Let's get going.
Be back soon.
Ben.
You get my hat and gun. We've gone far enough, Rockwell. We've got to get back.
We're not going back until we find him.
I don't see how we'll ever find him in this wild country.
What's the matter, Captain? You finding the land of milk and honey tougher than the sea?
No, just different.
You bet it's different.
I'll learn to live with it.
You'll learn to live with it. Will you plant your roots in the stinking hell? Will your crops rot? You lose your cattle to blizzards. Your hogs die of the sickness. Will you lose everything you got to those stinking murdering savages? Get away!
Scum. You know better than they are. That Indian didn't have a chance.
I'd have killed the whole stinking tribe. You'd have done the same if they'd murdered and scalped your wife and kids. That's right.
That's no excuse to get down to their level.
I don't need your preaching. You made me bring you out here. How far you think you'd have gotten without me?
We needed what you had to offer. But not if it makes us animals.
You're no better than I am, Captain. Don't give me your plan for living. I don't need it.
What's keeping you, Rockwell? Can't just be the money.
You bet it can't.
Why'd you just pull up and leave?
Because I need to see you lose everything, just like I did. Your wife, your children, and your stinking dreams.
You found him. Ben, are you all right?
Yeah.
Ben, listen to me. The baby. Your baby, it's come.
What?
It's a boy, Ben. A fine, strong boy.
Look at the size of it, Pa.
Well, that's a boy. It's not an it.
Are you happy, Ben?
So happy.
Can I name him, Pa? Can I?
Well,
I had always hoped to call him Eric, after my father.
But don't you remember Uncle Gunnar asked us to name him Haas?
Oh, yes, I remember. In the mountain country, that is the name for a big, friendly man.
Hoss. I tell you what, Adam. We'll give them both names and see which one sticks. Smoke signals. I wish I knew more about the Indians' ways. They may not take the death of the man Rockwell killed lightly. Inger is still weak, but we have to move on. The baby's healthy. Seems to have inherited the strength of this rugged country of his birth. Adam does his share of duties. He's getting to be quite a boy. You're doing real fine, Adam.
Thanks, Pa.
Warm enough?
What were you writing this time?
Oh, about meeting the Rhine Company at Ash Hollow and about Inga getting a few days well-deserved rest. Speaking of well-deserved rest, let me hold it for a while. This rocking makes him sleep. What are you thinking?
My mind is a kind of journal full of weather and growing things. Not many would want to read it.
Oh, I would.
Someday I, too, will write a journal. And I will put into it all the things I learned from you. How to tell our way by the stars. How to know the coming weather by the smell of the wind.
Oh. Those things are like nothing compared to the things that you've taught me. Of understanding, affection, love. But then I knew you would. First time I set eyes on you in your father's store.
You were something from a childhood fancy. So many times just before I'd go to sleep after a hard day's work in the wheat fields, a man so strong and swift would come and pick me up in his arms as lightly as if I was a sheaf of wheat. It was you, Ben.
Ash Hollow. It is.
Look at him!
Hey, we made it! Ash Hollow! You must be Cullivan. I brought this company up from St. Joe, Missouri.
I expected you earlier.
Oh, it's a long, hard pull. You got a lot of hard, rough country around here, mister.
Well, we're lucky we got here at all, Mr. We thought the Rhine Company would be here by now.
Yeah. What about the Rhine Company? We're supposed to meet him here.
They was here.
What did you say?
I said they was here.
What do you mean they was here?
Well, they waited as long as they could.
There was no deadline. They were supposed to wait until we got here.
I know, but Ryan got word from Fort Laramie that they was in bad need of some of the supplies he was carrying. He just couldn't wait any longer.
You did this, us. You filled us full of wild dreams.
Oh, Joseph, don't.
You held us back. We would have been here long ago if it hadn't been for you and your wife. What are we going to do now with winter coming on?
Hey, that's enough! Simon, no.
Might not have to worry about winter now.
I ain't seen them around here for a long time.
Are they from the same tribe as those three that stole the horses?
Yeah, they even dragged along the body of the one I killed.
When you murdered.
That's right. Hadn't have stopped me from killing the other two. They'd have never known the difference.
What are they up to now?
That's where they bury their dead, up in the air, so their spirits can fly free.
In for a fight?
We're in for a fight.
Inga, Rachel, everybody, into the way station, quickly. Simon, Payne, get the guns and ammunition. Hurry it up. I'm gonna talk to them.
Won't do any good now, Captain. They're too fired up.
Yeah, we'll eat soon.
Get back from that window. Go on over there with your mother.
All right.
back.
I wanted to be there with you when you reached your new land.
You will be. You will be. I'll kill him.
No, Ben. The baby. And Adam. Oh, Ben. It's so cool. I can see the snow on the mountains. I can see. Oh, Ben, hold me. Keep me warm. I love you. Jag älskar dig.
She's right, Kevin. You gotta go on. A man learns, Captain. When I was a boy, my pa gave me a seedling tree to plant for my own. And when it didn't grow, I stomped it and tore it out of the ground. And all the time I couldn't see that the reason it died was because I didn't water it. Well, this is time to give them what they want.
What?
You don't know Indians. They don't want any of you. They want the man that killed that brave. You do like your wife said. Take care of those boys.
Rockwell. Inga. My love. We are going on now. I feel determined to do as Inga wanted. To do what I know in my heart must be done. To make this journey worth it. After all.
Hey, Paul, look at that. She done it all by herself. Ain't that something?
mighty proud of you, Hoss. Mighty proud.
I had to kill him, little Joe.
Why, Seth?
Because I had no choice. I was back there when the mine caved in. When I got to him, he was lying just like that. His back was broken and he was screaming. I tried to get him out, but he wouldn't let me. He just kept screaming and crying that he couldn't stand it and that he didn't want to live. I wanted to go for help, but he wouldn't let me. He begged me. He begged me, little Joe, to finish him off. He wouldn't let go of me. He forced me to do it. Little Joe, you know I wouldn't have done it if I'd had any other choice. You do know that, don't you? You'd have done the same thing I did.
You want to tell Sarah, or do you want me to do it?
I was thinking about her, too. It's my duty to tell her. But I'm not going to tell her what I did. I'm just going to tell her the mine caved in. And you got to do the same, little Joe. Not only to Sarah, but to everyone. It was an accident.
Seth, you can't do that. You can't lie about this.
Do you think I could tell her what really happened? Do you think I could tell anybody? How's she going to take being told that the man she's going to marry killed her father?
Seth, you can't lie to Sarah about that.
All right, then you tell her, and you be there to see what it does to her. You know her. She'd never be able to live with it. I've got to live with it. I know what you're thinking. That it's like shutting your eyes to murder.
That's right.
Well, that's not what it was. It was being merciful to him to do what he asked. And there's only one person in the world it's going to hurt if it's told. And I don't want her hurt. But if you think I should take that chance, I'll go tell her right now.
Forasmuch as it has pleased Almighty God to take unto himself the soul of our brother departed, we have borne his body to the place prepared for it, that ashes may return to ashes, and dust to dust, and the imperishable spirit may be forever with the Lord. Now may the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. And the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, and the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all and always. Amen.
Sarah, if there's anything that my boys and I could do for you, all you need to do is ask. Anything at all.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright. I don't know what I'd do without Seth and friends like you and your sons.
Well, come here. Called you a couple of times for breakfast this morning. When you hungry?
No.
Come on, Butte. Yeah. He'll soon be good as new.
You're wasting your time.
What do you mean by that?
He'll hobble around like that the rest of his life.
Oh, come on, Joe. Well, he'll be running around that pasture as good as new in no time.
Well, look at him. Can't you see he's hurting?
See, he's trying to get around like a normal horse. What's eating you, anyhow? Got him all bandaged up.
It looks like he's going to be all right.
Yeah, to me and you it looks that way, but to our little brother here, he don't figure he's got a chance.
Well, you better be wrong, because I spent $100 a pound's good money for that horse.
Well, what's that got to do with it? Why should the animal have to suffer just because he doesn't know what to do about it?
Suffer? Well, he may be hurting a little bit, but it's worth it if he gets well, isn't it?
I don't know. Forget it.
Well, let's go in the house and rustle up some grub. I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Come on. So, what's happening in town?
Well, there's one whale of a poker game going on at the Silver Dollar. It's been on for about 24 hours now.
Yeah? Who's the big winner?
Seth Pruitt, from the looks of things.
Hey.
Seth Pruitt?
Yeah.
He's playing poker?
So, what's the matter with playing poker?
Nothing.
Let's go get that grub.
I call. Cards?
I'll play these.
So will I. I call.
Full house, gentlemen.
Hi, little Joe. Hey, what you doing here so early in the morning?
Heard about the poker game. Just wondered how you were doing.
I'm harder than a pistol. Oh, I know what you're thinking. That I shouldn't be here. That I should be with Sarah. Is that right?
I'll let you judge. What you do is your own affair.
Yeah, but it don't look right to you, finding me right here in the middle of a poker game, does it?
Like I said, it's none of my business.
Well, the game's an accident, Joe. I came in yesterday to catch the stage for San Francisco. It was late, so I decided to sit in a hand to pass the time. I got lucky, and I've been here ever since.
Why are you going to San Francisco?
Business? Just business, Joe. I'll catch the stage this afternoon. Hey, listen. Do me a favor, will you, while I'm gone?
Yeah, what's that?
Go out and see Sarah. She's been, awful moody since her pa died. Maybe you can help snap her out of it.
I'd rather not say that. I just don't want to see her.
Because you think what I done was wrong? Well, let me tell you something, little Joe. I was the one that did it. And I don't sleep so good at night thinking about it.
Well, me neither. I keep thinking, what if he might have lived?
Oh, yeah. He might have lived with a broken back. And never a minute when he didn't need Sarah right beside him. She'd never have a life of her own, watching him struggle with pain till his dying day. And all those years of taking care of him. Don't you think sometimes she might pray that he'd die?
I don't believe that of Sarah.
I think you know her better than I do.
I know her pretty well.
You knew her when we were kids. When the three of us were kids, when we were out, like, hunting jackrabbits and trapping coons in the woods and swimming and things like that. She's a grown woman now. And she's going to be my wife. I got no choice but to keep it from her, little Joe.
So you live your whole life a lie?
A lot of people do. Only most of them don't have the good reasons the way we do. As Sarah and me are getting married when she feels better, I'm gonna do everything I can to make her happy. She'll be all right. Hey, come on and go out and see her, will you? She said she wanted to be by herself, but I think if she saw you, it might do her some good.
Hello, little Joe. Won't you come in?
Thank you. How are you, Sarah?
I'm fine. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
I just picked these.
Well, they're very pretty.
He always liked to have flowers in the house. He liked poppies, but these marigolds were his favorite. In the wintertime...
You'd have pine boughs.
Why did you come here, little Joe?
Just for a visit.
I don't need sympathy, you know. I thought I did at first. But though I'm grateful for it, it doesn't really help. You have to find your own strength.
By being alone?
There's no other way, really. I've learned that. So if you came because...
I just came here to see you. Since when do I need an excuse to come over and see you? I remember when I used to ride up here and thump on the door and yell for you, and there you'd be.
I'll give you some coffee.
Sounds good. Oh, let me help you with this.
Oh! I think you'd better let me do it.
I think you're right.
Just go and sit down. I didn't think I would be, but I'm glad you came, little Joe.
So am I. You don't really want to be alone, do you?
Only because I believed that what I felt, others couldn't.
Not even Seth?
Seth loves me. I know that. He said he wanted us to get married right away. Thought it would be the best thing for both of us. But it just wouldn't be fair to him until I can let go of the past. Do you understand, little Joe?
Yeah, I understand.
It's not so bad being alone, really.
Sarah, you shouldn't stay out here by yourself.
It's my home, little Joe. I'm fine. Really, I am.
Look. Why don't you come out to the Ponderosa and stay for a while?
No.
I know we've got plenty of room. Pa'd love to see you out there again.
I'm fine here. Really, I am.
Please. We're not going to feel sorry for you. Look, if you want to be alone, you be alone. If you want to be with friends, you be with all the friends you want. Any way you want it. Please. Give it a try. If you don't like it, you can always come back here. I just think it'll give you a chance to straighten out.
All right.
Well, come on, then. Have a little smile.
Oh, don't you remember sweet Betsy from Pike, across the big mountains with her lover Ike, with 2 yoke of cattle, a large yellow dog, a tall Shanghai rooster, and a 1 spotted hog. One evening quite early they came on the Platte. 'Twas near by the road on a green shady flat. When Betsy, sore-footed, lay down to repose, and wondering I gazed on his Pike County roads. They soon reached the desert where Betsy gave out, and down in the sand she lay rolling about, while I, half distracted, looked on in surprise. Say, Betsy, get out, you'll catch sand in your eyes.
That was a wonderful song.
No, a bunch of them. Hey, wait a minute. No more tonight. We got a lot of things to do in the morning.
Oh, it was a lovely evening.
That was fun.
You've all been so wonderful to me. So kind and considerate, I'll never forget it.
Oh, that's what friends are for, Sarah.
Good night.
Good night. Have a good sleep.
Thank you.
Sarah? Thought maybe tomorrow we might take a ride around the ranch.
Oh, yes, I'd like that. I'm so glad you persuaded me to come. Good night, little Joe.
Good night.
I think she's feeling a lot better now, don't you?
I think so, too. I sure hope so.
It's a good idea bringing her here.
It's kind of like the old days when we were kids.
She was always over here. She's sure become a fine young lady.
I just hope she can get over the shock of her father's death.
Yeah. Well, that was sudden. If ever there was a man that really wanted to live. Bravo, what's the matter?
Oh, there's nothing the matter.
Hey, what do you say we stretch our legs for a while?
All right.
There we go.
Oh, little Joe, the Ponderosa is so big and beautiful. You know, I never thought about it before, but it's almost like having a whole world all of one's own.
Yeah? If Pa never lets me forget, I gotta take care of every square mile of it, too.
Down there, isn't that where we found that bear cub?
Hey, that's right, in the big cave down there.
Uh-huh. Do you remember when we saw its mother coming, we dropped the cub and ran for our lives? Seth didn't want to run. He wanted to shoot.
That's right.
I'm glad you didn't let him.
As I recall, it wouldn't have done any good anyway. I think we had a couple of crow guns with us that day.
You know, when I told my father about being so frightened, He said that it served me right for being such a tomboy. Sometimes I just can't believe that he's dead. It all happened so quickly. Some mornings I wake up and I expect to hear him in the next room fixing breakfast. If only it just hadn't happened so quickly.
Nobody can be prepared for accidents.
I know, but it was so sudden.
Sarah, don't you think it was better that it happened quickly?
No. If he'd lived for just a few hours, I would have been able to say goodbye to him.
Sarah. Please don't. Please, I can't bear to see you cry.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I don't know what I'd do without you, little Joe.
Sarah, if there was any way in this world that I... brought you out here to try to make you forget, I'm not doing a very good job, am I?
Yes, you are. Come on, let's go.
I understand you've been to San Francisco.
Yes, I had some business there.
Oh, I envy you that trip. That's a beautiful city, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hated to leave Sarah, but it was important.
Oh, she was fine here. Oh.
Hello, Sarah.
Oh, this is such a surprise. I didn't expect you. You didn't write.
I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you look beautiful. It's been good for you being here.
Yes, it has.
Mr. Cartwright, little Joe, thanks for taking care of her for me.
It's the least we can do, Seth.
We'll leave you two alone.
Mr. Cartwright, now that Seth is back, I think I'd best go home.
You know, Sarah, I kind of had a feeling you'd want to.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
Because if you want to stay here, it's all right with me.
No, no.
I'm just glad knowing you've got good friends taking care of you.
No, Seth, I want to go home. I want to go home.
Well, there must be something that you boys can talk about, even if it's only to complain about Hop Singh's food. Adam, how's the grazing in the North Pasture?
Oh, it's pretty nearly finished. They're beginning to stray.
All right. So she's gone. It was very nice having a girl like Sarah here for a time, but she's got a life of her own to make, and... Would it help to talk?
I'd like to go away by myself if it's all right with you, Pa.
Oh, it's all right with me, of course. If you think that going away would help solve whatever it is that's troubling you.
I just have to think it out alone, that's all.
Yeah. If you don't mind combining a little business, there's some trees I'd like you to look at.
Pa? Pa, I want to think it out for myself, but even if I go away, I don't think I can do it.
Well, son, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I can help you. I'll try, if you want me to.
It's not the kind of thing I ever thought about very often. It's the sort of thing that you can't decide the right or wrong of until it happens. And then it happens. And you think you've done what's right. You think you've done the only thing that you could do. The only thing. And then it starts. And you start thinking that maybe you were wrong.
You know, men generally know the difference between right and wrong. Of course, when they're wrong, they don't always like to admit it.
That's just it, Pa. I don't know anymore. I don't know right from wrong anymore.
Well, surely you don't want me to decide for you.
I know I have to make the decision myself. Look, maybe you could tell me what you would have done in the same situation.
Hmm?
Now, this is the kind of thing that could happen to anybody. I mean, it could happen to anybody, Pa. Any one of us could be in the same thing and have to decide.
Hmm?
See, now, a man is badly hurt. And he's in a lot of pain. And his friend knows he's in a lot of pain. And the man knows he only has a short time to live. But even those last few moments of his life are going to be filled with agony.
I understand. Go on.
So he asks his friend if he would end it. If he would put him out of this misery. His friend can't bring himself to do it, but he won't let him alone. He keeps begging and pleading with him for mercy, just to be able to die. And he keeps at him and keeps at him until there's nothing he can do except do what his friend asks. And he kills him. Was that so wrong, Pa?
Don't you know?
Help me, Pa, I'm not sure.
Well, I am sure. I am very sure, son. That was wrong.
How can you be so sure? How can you be so definite when I told you what the friend was going through?
Well, it's not up to the friend to make the decision. No matter how much pain the injured man was going through, not up to the friend to decide.
Can't you understand? He did it out of pity. He thought it would be more merciful to... He couldn't watch this man die in agony.
He couldn't watch this man die in agony. Well, how about the injured man? Don't you think that perhaps in his suffering he was trying desperately to live, not to die?
He begged him to help him to die.
Now, sit down. Sit down. I've always believed that when a man is badly hurt, I mean really hurt badly, his body's broken, nature tries to pick up the pieces and make him whole again. Now, I don't know how much nature thinks about the pain that she's causing the man while she's mending his body. Her main purpose is to preserve life. To nature, life is sacred, whether the body is whole or crippled. And And that's why I think that no one has the right to end someone else's life. Nature doesn't give up that easily. She's always working for survival, not for destruction. She doesn't always know when she's licked, but when she finally does admit to it, I guess there's nothing man can do except yield to the inevitable. But until that moment, no man has the right, morally or legally, to snuff out a man's chance to survive.
And you let him suffer?
I'd help him all I could. I'd do everything I could, get all the help. I'd try to ease his pain as much as possible. Joseph, have you ever seen a man in this condition?
No.
Well, I have. I saw a man fall to the deck of a ship from the crow's nest. Saw a man trampled in a stampede. Oh, I've seen a lot of men trampled in stampedes. None of them died right away. They were in terrible pain, but none of them wanted to die. See, a man when he's in bad pain really doesn't know what he's saying. His body is fighting for survival, and his mind isn't always aware of that. It's suffering the pain. So he begs to die. But he shouldn't be listened to. A friend should listen only to the pulse of life. Fight with it, not against it. Well, you think about it, Joe. You still want to go away? Tell you what, why don't you ride out with Adam tomorrow, try to round up some of our strays?
Seth. Seth, no. No, Seth. Seth, no!
Joe? Joe? You all right?
Yeah, Adam, it's nothing, Adam.
You haven't said 2 words all morning? Last night got anything to do with it?
What's that mean?
Well, you were having a nightmare and yelled out something about Seth. Remember that?
No, I don't.
You're still friends with him, aren't you?
Is there any reason why I shouldn't be?
You can answer that better than I can.
Look, just because I mention his name in a dream doesn't mean I've got anything against him.
I know that.
All right, then don't talk about it.
All right, Joe, something's bothering you, so why don't you just tell me about it, huh?
You killed him. Sarah's father. He didn't just die in the cave-in. Seth killed him.
What?
His back was broken. He was in agony. Begged Seth to finish it for him. So Seth killed him.
Were you there when it happened?
I got there right afterwards. I went along with the story because I didn't want to hurt Sarah. I don't know what that would have done to her.
Anybody else know about this?
I talked to Pa last night. I didn't mention any names, but he could guess. I wanted to find out if what Seth did was right or wrong. I said it was wrong.
Well, I agree with him. Joe, it's never too late for the truth. I think Sarah and the law should decide just how wrong or how right Seth was.
Yeah.
Anything I can do?
Thanks. Oh, excuse me, I didn't know.
Oh, it's quite all right. I'm Mrs. Gibbons, the dressmaker. Won't you come in?
Thank you. I was looking for Seth. I thought he might be here.
Oh, he's not here now, but
Who
I
is
think
it,
that
Mrs. Gibbons?
Sarah, it's me, Little Joe.
Oh, good. Come in, little Joe. I'll be right out. Hello, little Joe. I wanted you to see my wedding dress. I don't think it'll be bad luck for little Joe to see it. Do you, Mrs. Gibbons?
I don't think so, Sarah. I'll go fix the veil.
I'm glad you came by.
I didn't mean to bust in on you like this. I was just looking for Seth.
Well, he's down at the mine, clearing away the debris from the accident. If you'd like to wait, I'll give you supper.
No, thank you. I haven't got time. I'd best be on my way. You look lovely. If you see Seth, don't even bother to tell him I was looking for him. It was nothing important.
All right. Oh, little Joe, I think Seth wants you to be his best man.
If he didn't, I'd punch him right in the snoot.
Bye.
Where are you going?
Away?
You see Seth?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because I changed my mind. I think you and Pa are wrong. Sarah's father's dead, and there's nothing we can do about it. Seth is going to marry Sarah, and he's going to make her happy, and that's all I care about.
Why'd you change your mind?
Look, I changed my mind, and that's all there is to it, all right?
I told Pa. I didn't think I was giving away any secrets he half-guessed anyway.
You couldn't even wait for me to tell him myself, could you, Adam? If Pa's told Sarah...
Now, wait a minute, Joe. If you'd been so sure that you were right before, you wouldn't have had to tell Pa or me. No, I think you're trying to convince yourself that two wrongs make a right, and they don't. It's got to be told. You know it has.
Good boy, Mute. Good boy. Dang old leg did get well, didn't it? Sure did. Hey, Joe, see how that leg healed? Hey.
Pa, I thought you'd gone to tell Sarah.
Now, do you really think I'd do something like that without talking to you first?
I guess I wasn't thinking. Pa, you have to understand.
I do understand, Joseph. I understand it's not a simple problem, and there's no simple answer. But there is an answer, and I think it's time you found it.
Pa, I don't want to
Look, Joseph, there's no time for talk now.
Hello, Seth.
Hi, little Joe. Did you come by to give me a hand?
No, I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah? What's the matter? Come on, sit down. What's on your mind?
Seth, I've been doing a lot of thinking. You're gonna have to tell Sarah about what happened. Maybe if you tell her, explain her why, maybe she can understand.
Now? Why do you want to dredge all that up now when it's over and done with?
Seth, it's never gonna be over and done with. You can't live the rest of your life with Sarah living a lie like that. Now, you tell me you have trouble sleeping at night. It's the same way with me. I keep having the same dream night after night. See you standing over him with a club in your hand.
You can't back out on me now. You promised.
Seth, I know I promised, but I was wrong. Just as I believe you were wrong in what you did. You have to tell the truth.
I can't. Not now.
Seth, you're gonna have to.
Do you know what's under you? Just a few feet down. Silver. Blue clay worth a fortune. I had it assayed.
Sarah's father know about this?
No, all he did was scratch off the top.
And why didn't you tell him?
Because he and I weren't getting along so well. He even objected to me marrying Sarah. I wasn't going to tell him anything.
But now everything worked out all right, didn't it? You've got Sarah and you've got the mine.
Listen, little Joe, let's share this. As soon as Sarah and I are married, I'll make you a partner. It'll be just like old times. The three of us together again. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember, Seth. But you're not the same. You're not the same person at all. This is all that's important to you, isn't it? The mine and the money. That's the important thing, isn't it?
You think the Cartwrights are the only ones that have a right to have money? You've had so much and you've had it for so long you don't care. Well, I never had anything. I never had a family taking care of me. Ever since I was a kid, I was scratching for $1 all by myself. Sure, I want the money in the mine. Why not?
Well, now you got it. But was it worth it, Seth? Was it worth murdering for?
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. You weren't getting along with Sarah's father. You didn't want to tell him about the silver. He didn't want you to marry his daughter. Come on, Seth, tell me I'm your friend. Did you plan the accident or just take advantage of it when it happened?
What could you prove, Joe? What could the law prove?
I don't know, Seth, but we're going to give it a try. I'm taking you to the sheriff.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Now throw your gun away.
Someone to see you.
Hello, little Joe. How are you?
I'm fine. How you feeling, Sarah?
All right. I just came to tell you that I'm leaving for San Francisco.
It's going to be real good for you to be with your uncle and his family for a while.
It's not that I'm running away. It's that I just don't think I could bear to be here during Seth's trial.
Oh, I understand that. Look, I want you to stop worrying, you hear? I want you to go to San Francisco and rest and try to forget what's happened. I'll come see you as soon as we've sold the mine.
Thank you, little Joe, for everything.
I don't like to interrupt, but that stage usually leaves on time, Sarah.
I'll drive you to town.
Peggy, haven't seen you for a long time.
Hello, Adam. Hoss.
Hi, Peggy. What you doing?
Waiting for my daddy.
Is that right? He's been away again?
Yes, but he's coming home today. He wrote me a letter and told me so.
You been waiting out here long?
Since morning. But he'll be along any time now. I bet you before I can count to 100.
100? You're not gonna do any skipping, are you?
No skipping, not one number.
Peggy, we'll see you. We gotta go mend some fences.
Right, bye.
So long.
Bye, sweetie. Get up. Get up. Shortcut home through the Ponderosa. That is, if you land barons don't mind. Well, I don't reckon we land barons mind.
Especially today, seeing as how you've got such a welcoming committee waiting for you.
That ever-loving wife of mine.
I was talking about Peggy. We passed her place a while back. She's out there waiting for you all by herself.
Well, thanks, friend. In that case, I'm glad I took the shortcut. Can't leave my favorite girl waiting. No, sir.
I hope he knows what he's doing.
Ah, come on, boy. You afraid a little jump? Now, you can make it.
He's dead.
98, 99, 100. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Laura?
Adam, you been here long?
No, just stopped by to say hello.
Oh,
If you're heading home, I'll walk along with you.
4 months, and I still can't adjust.
Now you be a very good little girl and go back to sleep. Shut your eyes. There. And maybe when you wake up,
Hello, Peggy.
Peggy.
I thought it was Daddy. I thought you were bringing Daddy home.
Bringing Daddy home. Is she still waiting for him?
She's just a child.
What did you tell her about Frank?
He's gone on a long, long trip.
Laura, that was 4 months ago.
Well, that's all she's prepared to understand just now. Would you like a cup of coffee? That is, if you're not in too much of a hurry.
Oh, I'm not in that much of a hurry.
Adam, I'm so glad you came by. You're the first person that Peggy and I've seen, well, in quite a while.
Well, I don't think that's very good, Laura. I think you ought to get out more. See people.
I know, Adam. And I will, before long.
As a matter of fact, the reason I came by is having a spring roundup dance Saturday night. So why don't you come?
No, I couldn't.
Why not?
Well, I appreciate your asking me, but...
Laura, it'd do you good. Now, why don't you just pick out the gayest dress you've got and come on to the dance, huh? Why not?
Well, I might, Adam. I just might.
Hey, hold on there. What's your hurry? Mother's gonna have a cup of coffee with me. Why don't you get yourself a glass of milk and join us? Then we could have a kind of, coffee milk tea party.
Peggy, I'm glad you came in. I was about to give Adam some coffee.
I suggested that she get a glass of milk and join us. Then we could have had a coffee milk tea party. But she didn't think it was very funny.
Well, I think that's a good idea. Peggy, go and get yourself a glass of milk from the kitchen.
I still can't get over the way she looked when she come running out there and discovered that I wasn't her father. Laura, I really don't think you're being fair.
Really, Adam, she is my daughter. And I do think I know what's best for her.
Of course. Sorry.
Get out of that chair.
Peggy.
Get out of it. That's my daddy's chair. Get out. Get out.
Peggy, what's gotten into you?
Don't you ever sit there again.
Now, you stop it.
No.
You apologize.
No.
Peggy, you go to your room. Go on. Adam, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, Laura. Besides, I've got to get along.
I really don't know what's gotten into her.
I think I understand. What about the dance Saturday night? Now, what time shall I pick you?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
As long as you don't change your mind. I think it'll do you good.
And who's he?
Well, he's an old friend of Mrs. Dayton. Adam Cartwright. One of the Cartwrights.
They're important around here?
You don't know much about this territory, do you? Why, the Cartwrights, they practically own most of Nevada. Outright.
Don't say so. And he's a very good friend of Mrs. Dayton's. Drive me back to town.
You said you wanted to visit Mrs. Dayton.
I've changed my mind.
Mommy, I'm sorry.
Please.
But I said I'm sorry.
Just go to your room.
You wouldn't go to a party without Daddy, would you? Well, would you?
I told you he's away on a long, long trip.
But he is coming back just like he promised, isn't he?
Yes.
Daddy always keeps his promises. He always did. So we just have to wait, Mommy. We just have to wait.
Told Peggy he was on a long trip. Boy, I don't understand that. He's been... Frank's dead.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. Tell a child that her father's dead. Particularly for someone as young as Laura. Well,
now, granted she's young, but she's still the child's mother.
I remember when I had to tell you that your mother was dead. Hardest thing I ever had to do.
I'm not saying it's an easy thing. The longer she waits, the harder it's gonna be. It's not doing Peggy any good. It's not doing her any good. So I think we ought to help him.
That's why I think you were right in asking her to come to the party.
Yeah, if she comes.
That's a party dress, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You're going to that dance.
Yes.
You're going with Adam.
Peggy, it's just a party. I've arranged with Mrs. Walden to stay with you on Saturday night while I'm gone. Peggy, if you don't want me to go to the party, I won't go.
You do what you want to, Mommy.
Ben, I could use a refill. Just, don't tell my wife.
Well, why don't you stand where I'm standing, Walt?
Oh, that's what I call punch with a punch. What's in it?
Oh, an old Cartwright formula.
Oh? Seems to me that the Cartwrights have the formula for just about everything.
Yeah, seems so.
I haven't danced in so long I can't get my breath.
Hey, what's the matter?
Oh, yes. And let's go out where it's cool.
Nice party.
Yeah, where's Little Joe?
Oh, he's in the kitchen helping Hop Sing whip up some more of this punch.
What about Adam? Where's he?
Well, Adam just went outside with Laura Dayton.
Ain't that just like his family? Little Joe out playing with the punch and Adam out playing the moonlight while I do all the work.
Now, hold on there, boy. What work have you been doing?
Dancing, boy. I've been dancing up a storm. I'm plumb tuggered out.
Have some punch.
This is much better.
Yes, it is.
Right here.
Right here?
Right here is the freshest air on the Ponderosa.
You're right, Adam. It's perfect. And the whole evening has been perfect. Oh, I'm so glad you thought of inviting me.
at this dance. I'm glad you decided to come, Laura. For a while there, I thought you were going to change your mind.
I almost did. I was afraid Peggy wouldn't understand.
Well, there's no reason she shouldn't want you to enjoy yourself.
And I am, Adam. Oh, I'm having such a wonderful time.
Are you? Are you really?
Yes, I am. And I'm so grateful to you. I'm so very grateful. And what are we doing?
I believe it's called kissing.
But we shouldn't, Adam. We shouldn't.
Was it that bad?
No, you don't understand.
Well, what's wrong, Laura?
Adam, please take me home.
Home? The party's just begun.
I want to go home now. I have a terrible feeling that something's wrong with Peggy.
Well, Mrs. Wilton is with her, isn't she?
Please, Adam.
All right, Laura.
I'll get my wrap. You have to promise to go right to sleep.
All right, Mommy.
That's a good girl. I'll be up in a minute and tuck you in.
Everything all right?
She's fine now.
What was wrong?
Oh, she had a nightmare. I'm so glad I came home.
Well, couldn't Mrs. Walton have handled it?
Well, it's not the same thing, Adam. Adam, you just don't understand.
You know, that's twice you've said that tonight. Now, just what is it that I don't understand?
About Peggy. About how I'm trying not to hurt her. How I'm trying to protect her and shield her from pain.
Do you really think allowing her to believe that her father is coming back is shielding her from pain?
What do you want me to do? Make her forget her father?
I just want you to tell her the truth.
Well, when she's older. Not now.
Laura, I know you love Peggy. Maybe too much. But just because she's a child doesn't mean that you should underestimate her. Children do adjust to the problems of life and death. I know. I had to when I was a child.
Well, I can't.
Why not? Why can't you?
Don't. Please, Adam. Please, leave me alone.
You know, I understand what's wrong with Peggy. But I don't understand what's wrong with you, Laura.
I can't discuss it now. I have to go upstairs to Peggy. She needs me.
I know that's what I've been trying to tell you all evening. Good night.
Mommy, are you coming to bed, Mommy? Mommy?
Cartwright?
Ma'am?
You are Adam Cartwright.
That's right. Can I help you?
I think perhaps you can. I was waiting in town to see you, but I decided to come out here.
Well, what's on your mind?
Frank Dayton and his wife. I understand that you're what they call a very good friend of Mrs. Dayton.
Excuse me, I don't quite follow you.
Well, just before he died, I loaned Frank Dayton $500.
Why are you telling me all this?
I don't particularly want to embarrass Mrs. Dayton, and I thought that you, as a good friend, might intercede for me.
I see. Why don't you talk to Mrs. Dayton yourself?
Would you like me to tell Mrs. Dayton that her husband and I were going away together? That he was sick and tired of her? That all he wanted was to take his daughter with him. Peggy, I think her name is. That's why I loaned him the $500.
And he was going to take Peggy away from her mother just like that.
I've told you. He didn't think much of her, and she of him, for that matter.
Well, how do you know all this?
Here's the last letter she wrote him, in which she told him so. Would you like to read it? I'll tell you what, Mr. Cartwright. If you can make arrangements for my loan to be repaid, there's no need for me to tell Mrs. Dayton anything about this. And I'll throw in that letter as a bonus.
All right. Right in the town. I'll make the arrangements.
Thank you. You're a very understanding gentleman. And I feel better.
All right. Then you've got to help Peggy because she's a part of all of this, and you've got to tell her the truth.
No, I can't.
Not right now. I'm tired. I'm very tired. Besides, well, she was always her father's child. I could never even really talk to her. Adam, you tell her.
No, Laura, it's got to come from you.
No, Adam, you've helped me so much. You can help her, too.
I'm sorry, Laura. You are the child's mother, and you have to do it.
Adam, please. Please.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Well, where did you come from? Are you lost? You're nice, and you're the prettiest pony ever. Yes, you are. He's yours?
He's from the Ponderosa.
My mommy isn't home.
I know.
What's he doing here?
Well, it was his idea. He led me here. He seemed to know that there might be a little girl waiting for him. It's been kind of lonely over at our place. Matter of fact, we've been trying to find a new home for him. So if you would be willing to take care of him, he's yours.
Are you trying to make friends with me?
Sure. Well, he needs a friend. He's never ridden, so hasn't been very much fun for him.
I won't take anything from you.
Well, you'd be doing him a favor. I think he needs a little girl's attention.
You look awful sad.
Maybe he thinks you don't want him.
You mustn't think that. It's because, well, if I did take him, it wouldn't be because of you.
Of course.
And I still don't like you, you know.
Sure, but one thing has nothing to do with the other.
You don't have to worry anymore. I like you very much, and I'm going to take very good care of you.
Why don't you take him for a ride?
Would you like that?
Yeah, he hasn't been ridden very much. He sure misses it.
All right. I can do it myself. See? By myself.
Absolutely. A real expert. Now, which way are you headed?
Down that way.
Funny, I was riding that way myself. Mind if I ride along with you?
I don't care if you want to. Come on, go. Go faster.
I bet he can, too. How about a race?
All right, where to?
Well, you know where Lefferts Pond is?
Uh-huh, over that way.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Sure you didn't just let me win that race?
Oh, you want it fair and square.
He is fast.
Well, sure, that's what I was telling you.
Will my daddy be surprised when he sees him?
Sure will. Where is your daddy?
He's on a trip.
He's been gone a long time, hasn't he?
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
Now it'll die.
No, just go away and come back again next spring.
No, they never come back.
Well, there's lots of others to take their place.
But it won't be the same.
You're right, Peggy. You know, it's kind of like that with people, too.
Nobody can take my daddy's place. He's coming back, he promised. Now let's go home.
That wouldn't be fair.
Why isn't it fair?
Because you've got to give me a chance to get even. See, you won the last race. Now I'm going to see if I can win this one. All right?
All right, but I'll bet I'll beat you again.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
What's the matter? The race over?
I don't want to race anymore. You can win if you like. I'd like to go home.
All right. Come on, I'll ride along with you. Well, come on. This is the way, isn't it? What's the matter?
I don't want to go that way.
Why not?
I don't know.
Are you afraid? Why? Peggy, are you afraid because you know that your father's dead? Where's Peggy?
Upstairs?
What'd she say to you?
She wouldn't even talk to me. She just ran up to her room. Adam, what happened?
Oh, I brought a pony over from the ranch. I thought she'd like to ride him.
Well, that was very sweet. But surely that isn't what upset her.
No. We were becoming pretty good friends until the ride took us near the cemetery.
You showed her Frank's grave?
No, she ran away.
Then you never really got around to telling her.
I didn't have to, Laura. She knows that Frank is buried there.
Knows? But she couldn't know. That's impossible.
Well, she does, Laura. And she ran off because she was scared. She's afraid of the truth. She's afraid because she knows that her father is dead and buried there, and because she loves him, and because the only other person she loves won't tell her the truth about him.
Well, she doesn't love me.
Well, even if that were true, it doesn't make any difference. She still needs you. So you have got to tell her the truth.
All right. Tomorrow.
No. Not tomorrow. Today. Now.
I don't know how to start.
Well, start by telling her what's happened. Tell her that her father isn't coming back again.
No, if I tell her the truth, she'll hate me just like Frank.
Yes, he hated me. Right from the beginning. But I don't really blame him. Because it was so terrible.
What was so terrible?
Me? Everything. I was afraid of him right from the first. I was afraid of him from the very first night. And I was afraid of myself. I was afraid that I would do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing or act the wrong way. I was afraid that I might be silly or foolish, or childish. And I cried. And Frank broke down the door. And then he came in laughing, and I was crying, and I was calling for my mother. Oh, can you imagine that? A married woman crying for her mother. Well, he kept on laughing. And I was crying, and the more he laughed, the more I hated him. Oh, yes. I hated him so much. I wished he was dead. I wished he would go out and get killed and never come back. Oh, I hated him. I hated him.
Nobody can blame you, Laura, for feeling like that.
You don't understand. I drove him to other women. I made him what he became. It was all my fault. It's mine.
So that's where it is. Laura, you couldn't help what you did. But Frank couldn't help what he did either. When two people fall in love and get married, there's no guarantee that it's going to be a beautiful and easy life. You and Frank couldn't talk your problem out, so he drank and went someplace else for comfort, and you began to hate. You see, if we were lucky enough and, wise enough, we know that sometimes you can love a person for the things they're not, as well as for the things they are. But you and Frank couldn't seem to do it. So there's no blame now for either one of you, really.
Do you really believe that? Honestly and truly?
Mm-hmm. Honestly and truly.
I was so frightened. So confused and so alone.
And there's nothing worse in this whole wide world. But you're not alone, you know that.
Yes, Adam. I know that. Thank you.
You don't love Daddy. You never did.
Peggy.
You don't want Daddy to come back.
I can explain.
It's all your fault because he isn't home, because he doesn't want to come home to you.
Peggy.
Don't you talk to me. I hate you.
Listen to me.
And I hate you, too. I don't want you. I want my daddy. It's all your fault because he isn't home, because he doesn't want to come home to you. It's all your fault, and I hate you.
Peggy. I have to tell her.
$31, $32, $33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47,
Peggy?
48, 49.
Peggy, I have to tell you something.
51.
He's dead.
52. 53.
Peggy, your father's dead.
54. 55.
Don't look for him there. He won't come.
56. 57.
He's dead, and he's buried in the cemetery. It's the truth, Peggy.
60. 61.
And I have to tell you because I love you.
63.
Peggy, dear.
64. Count, Mommy, count. And he'll come. You'll see, you'll see. 65.
Peggy.
66. 67. 66.
Peggy, he's dead.
69. 70.
Stop it.
Count, Mommy, count. He'll come. You'll see. 71. 72.
Peggy.
73. 74. 75.
76. 77. 78.
No, Mommy.
79.
Oh, he's dead. He's
80.
never coming back. Never. Never. Stop it. I know, Mommy. I know. I love you. I love you, Mommy.
Good morning.
Adam, you're early.
Which means that you're late getting ready.
Come on, Peggy. Adam's here to take us to the picnic.
Well, good morning, Peggy.
Morning, Adam.
That is a beautiful dress.
It's new. Well, we better hurry. Come on. We won't be a minute.
Would you rather have a coffee milk tea party?
No, why don't we just do as we planned?